Alright, boys and girls, it is now time to go over the very last Thursday Night Football video of this season. We have the Cowboys going against the Titans, and we're going to go ahead and start with the quarterback position and Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott going against the Titans defense, giving up the third most fantasy points per game to opposing quarterbacks. He should be able to eat really early against this defense. They're terrible at allowing this deep ball. Dak Prescott's going to go up early often, and I think it's going to get to the point to where it's in the second quarter and he may not be able to have to pass too much because he's going to be handing the ball off so much. I see a lopsided game in this one, but I think Dak Prescott should be able to get it done for you early in this game, get you enough yards to be able to get you a comfortable win. This should be your Super Bowl week. If not, could be a playoff week, and then you have to have the Super Bowl next week, but we could talk about that at a different time because your Super Bowl really should be this week. If it's not, you may want to reevaluate where you are in the league, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go on the other side here, talking about the Titans quarterback, rookie Malik Willis. He's not ready to be an NFL quarterback. If you've seen any type of film on this guy, going against the Cowboys defense, giving up the ninth least fantasy points per game to opposing quarterbacks. Stay far away from Malik Willis. He shouldn't even be on your bench. He needs to be in the waiver wire pool. Malik Willis can't throw the ball, struggles to get over 100 yards, throws a lot of interceptions. He had 2 interceptions and no touchdowns last week. Malik Willis definitely shouldn't be in your lineup. I have Dak Prescott as a start and Malik Willis as a sit. Now let's talk about the running backs here. First, we're going with the Cowboys. We have Ezekiel Elliott going against the Titans defense, who gives up the 8th least fantasy points to opposing running backs, but I don't want you to look at that stat right here. I think it's going to be such a lopsided game that the volume will play dividends here. I think it could be a huge game here in store for Ezekiel Elliott. Cowboys should absolutely blow out the Texans. It should be to the point to where it's going to have a run-heavy, positive game script. I mean, the team may rest Tony Pollard in the second half. Tony Pollard himself having a thigh injury last week. Let's go ahead and talk about him as well. He had a thigh injury, but he should be good to play for this week. But I want you to be cautious. I do have Ezekiel Elliott as a start and Tony Pollard as a start. But like I said, be cautious with Tony Pollard. With a big lead, it could cause him to rest Pollard, just being, hey, we're going into the playoffs. We don't need to push Pollard right now. We're blowing out the Titans. Let's just give the ball to Ezekiel Elliott early and often. I see Ezekiel Elliott with over 20 carries this game. Tony Pollard might get you between 10 to 12 carries, something like that. That's kind of where I'm looking at. Let's go over and look at the Titans now. We have Derrick Henry going against the Cowboys defense, giving up the 3rd least fantasy points to opposing running backs. He's dealing with a hip injury right now, and we're not sure if he's going to be playing. They may rest him just knowing that the Titans season is completely over, and if they do, that means Hassan Haskins would be able to get in the start. He would get the bulk of the carries. Even though he would be getting the bulk of carries, I'm going to say Derrick Henry would be a start because, I mean, he's going to be the only team. So if he's playing, he's going to be a good fantasy running back for your team. If he's not, it's going to be Hassan Haskins. I have him as a sit. Even with Haskins being the main guy, just stay away from this guy. I mean, Hassan Haskins, you don't know what you're going to get out of that. The team itself is kind of putrid. Stay away from these guys. Let's head over to the wide receivers here. First off, we're going to talk about the Cowboys. It's going to be CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb going against the Titans defense, who's actually given the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. No one on this defense is going to be able to slow down CeeDee Lamb. He should be able to get whatever he wants. He's going to be highly targeted in this game. Lamb is an easy plug and play this week. I have CeeDee Lamb as a start. Now we're going to talk about Michael Gallup here. The volume just won't be there. I mean, there's going to be a positive game script for most of the game. It is possible that he could catch a deep ball, but it's kind of unlikely. I mean, he gets the targets, but he just doesn't come down with the balls. I just don't think it's going to be to the point to where they're going to be throwing too much in the third quarter. Definitely probably not throwing in the fourth quarter. Michael Gallup, unless you get an early first half type of play from him, he's going to be irrelevant for your fantasy team, especially if it's a Super Bowl. You probably can look somewhere else besides Michael Gallup. On the other side, the same thing with T.Y. Hilton. He's just not involved enough for me to really feel comfortable and just kind of recommending him guys to you. So keep him on your bench if you did pick him up in free agency. He's just not worth a play here. We have Michael Gallup as a sit and T.Y. Hilton as a sit. Let's go to the other side of the Titans here. We have Robert Woods as the first wide receiver we're going to talk about going against the Cowboys defense, giving up the 4th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Malik Willis is the quarterback. Yeah, no thank you. It's not going to work. What about Nick Westbrook-Ikhine? Malik Willis is the quarterback. No, thank you. Let's talk about the rookie Treylon Burks. Malik Willis is the quarterback. No, thank you. There's nobody on this receiving core that I'm going to want. Wide receivers, tight ends, you name it, doesn't matter. Robert Woods is a sit. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine is a sit. Treylon Burks is a sit. Now on to the tight ends. Let's first talk about the Cowboys tight end here in Dalton Schultz. Schultz going against the Titans defense, giving up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. I think it's an easy plug and play this week. He should be one of the top tight ends overall this week. Get him in your lineups. He should be able to feast on this defense who really doesn't know how to start or cover the tight end. It should be good. Like I said, early half, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Dalton Schultz. Those are good pass receivers to get into your lineups. Dalton Schultz is a start. On the other side, we have Austin Hooper going against the Cowboys defense, getting the 3rd least fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Malik Willis is the quarterback. Yeah, no thank you. So we'll move on. Appreciate you guys tuning in all year long for my Thursday night footballs. We're going to have our must-starts coming out later on in the week to get you better prepared for the rest of this week here, and we'll see you guys next time.